I'm Jenna Lewis, and I work as the Self-Advocate Coordinator for the Department of Developmental Services. This is our 6th Employment Idol video. With each video, we have had an Employment Idol contest. And with each contest, we have heard more and more stories about individuals who are working at great jobs in our communities. 4 individuals from around the state were selected to be Employment Idols for the newest video. David Burgess, Richard Goodenough, Christina Pachkoweta, and Sandra Williams. The Employment Idols selected demonstrate that having the right job match and great work colleagues leads to loving your job. When you love your job and what you do every day, it is easy to get up and go to work. The 2017 Employment Idols are employed and paid by a Connecticut company, are paid minimum wage or more, working in a competitive setting, have natural supports if needed on their job, receive and maintain their benefits, do real work for real pay, but most of all, they love their job and want to share their accomplishments. In watching this video, I hope you will recognize that people with disabilities can work just like everyone else.
Who knew the City of New Haven Parks Department has a river keeper? David Burgess is just that. David has been employed with the City of New Haven in the Parks Department for over 25 years, although he might tell you he's been there for 100. He's the only person that has ever held this position. David maintains all of the river sites in New Haven. This means his work site can change from day to day. David has multiple responsibilities as the river keeper. He assures that the land along the river is clean and trash-free. David's favorite responsibility is to clean up and restore abandoned homeless sites. Depending on the severity of the site, David can have up to 175 bags of debris in a single work week. David works year-round. He's dedicated to his job and works in all weather conditions. Not even the New England snow stops this river keeper. During the winter months, he shovels stairs, sidewalks, and paths to fire hydrants. David's job is a unique and independent position. He has built relationships with several of his co-workers at various sites. The office staff for the Parks Department feels that David is a huge asset to the department. Over the last 25 years, David has been recognized for his exemplary work. In July of 2016, David received an award for his outstanding stewardship. David has no plans of retiring soon, so don't worry, New Haven, you'll have clean rivers for a while.
Parks and Rec New Haven, river keeper here, 25 years. Pick up garbage.
So my name's Mike Martin. I work with David for about 5 years now. I'm his advocate, and I work with him quite a bit. When we show up to work, he pretty much gets ready on his own, and then from there, I'm not really involved at all. He can go around and pick up the garbage that he sees. A lot of times he'll call my attention to how good of a job he's doing, but for the most part, I'm pretty much hands off, and unless there's a tremendous amount of trash, I'll put some gloves on and really help him out, but that's only when there's a lot of trash. For the most part, David does a great job working on his own, and like I said, we couldn't be more proud of him.
Make it Barbie.
David's been working with the Parks Department for 25 years. He gets a lot of recognition. He's had plaques and certificates in his name, award ceremonies, and he just does a great job. The thing that I think David and the people who work with him are the most proud of is cleaning up close to 175 bags in 1 week just from a bunch of waterfronts in the New Haven area.
I love my job.
Richard Goodenough, or Richie as his co-workers call him, is employed at the Thomaston Savings Bank as the bank's courier. 3 years ago, he was offered a part-time position, and a year later, he was offered a full-time position and now works 40 hours a week. Richie's assigned branch is the main office in Thomaston, but he travels to all 12 branches to deliver mail in the company's vehicle. Besides delivering mail, Richie has an array of other tasks, including maintaining the ATMs and drive-up teller windows. Richie is the go-to guy when there's a maintenance issue, like when a light bulb needs to be changed, or when an area needs to be repainted. He even repairs damaged walls. I guess we can call him a jack of all trades. A recent accomplishment for Richie was learning how to use the work computers and TSB's facilities ticketing system. Because of this, Richie now has his own employee email and can accept work orders sent in by other bank employees. This is not Richie's first job, but it's certainly his favorite. Richie has been employed with Thomaston Savings Bank for over 3 years. He earns more than minimum wage and full benefits including sick, vacation, and personal time, along with a pension fund and a 401k.
Email to all 12 banks. You want to take a ride? I deliver the mail to all 12 branches. Clean the ATMs. I also paint.
My name is NERI. I'm the HR officer at Thomaston Savings Bank. We were looking for a part-time courier position, and we were fortunate enough to have Gary Matthews, our facilities officer, know Richie Goodenough, brought him to Thomaston Savings Bank, had him apply, and we hired him.
My name's Gary Matthews. I'm the facility manager here at Thomaston Savings Bank, and I've had the privilege to be Richie Goodenough's mentor. Since he's come on board, he's learned how to use a computer, taught him how to paint. He's the best painter I've ever met. Does a lot of compounding, sanding, puts together parts and pieces that we have, shelving and things like that. So it's been a lot of fun.
All of Richie's co-workers are very supportive and have taught him the proper skills needed to be successful at his job. Richie has built a number of relationships with his co-workers and feels like they are his second family. Recently, Richie was recognized by the bank for the TSB Ready Award. Richie is a man on the go and a valued employee at TSB. Christina Pascaretta is employed as a recovery associate at MACY'S in the West Farms Mall. Christina was initially hired as a part-time employee. After her first year of employment, all of the part-time employees were facing layoffs due to the company restructuring. Christina's managers and supervisors came together and thought outside the box to offer her a full-time position. Christina happily accepted. Christina's duties include taking racks of clothing and putting them where they belong, making sure the fitting rooms are prepared for customers, displaying new merchandise, organizing returned items, and assisting customers to the right departments. The first week on the job, Christina completed her orientation and training independently. She knew that to be the best employee she could be for MACY'S, she needed some support and advocated for herself to have a job coach. As time went on, and Christina learned her roles and responsibilities, her need for a job coach decreased. Christina makes more than minimum wage and is guaranteed at least 28 hours a week, but usually works more. During the holidays, the store can get really busy, but that doesn't scare Christina off. Instead, she works more hours.
Jumping on the bed.
My name is Christina Pascaretta and I live in Berlin, Connecticut. I work at MACY'S at the West Farms Mall and I'm a recovery associate. I put away the clothes from the racks, from the sorting room. So this is our sorting room. This is where the clothes come and be sorted if they're like mixed up like this. And I would choose which section I would be putting away. So I would just grab a handful and put it on the rack or on my cart, and I would bring it out on the floor to put it away.
Hi, my name is LEEANN TOBIA. I'm the sales manager for Ready to Wear in MACY'S on the main floor. I'm also the manager in charge of all our recovery team. And here's Christine, one of our star associates for fitting room team. She has brought tremendous attributes to her job. I'd say number one, she drops what she's doing and always puts the customer first, which is very impressive because it's not an easy task.
In the beginning, I did have a job coach, but now, since I'm independent now, I go shopping for them.
Christina is an inspiration, especially due to the fact that she does have a disability. Everybody learns things at a different pace, so people need to be patient, employers need to be patient and understanding and take the time, because if you invest in some time with individuals
like you and me,
yes, that you'll see such a wonderful outcome and such a great asset to our company. So it's very inspiring. Christina herself is very inspiring.
I always check their ticket, make sure to stay in time set. At first I thought it would be hard for me to look for a job, but it wasn't, so it worked out good, pretty well. The money that I made, I actually saved it, because I'm right now looking forward to having my own place. I brought the sneaker, the money that I made. Everybody at the shop love me because I might have a good smile on my face every now and then. Like when people need help, I come and help them. My job coach came with me all the time. And sooner or later, she had to leave because she felt like I would do everything on my own, much more independently.
On our first day, me and Sandra, we learned how to open her locker together, and we also learned
how to use the computer to, log in, clock in.
To punch in and punch out, yes, which is all on the computer. And we also worked in different departments such as the IMAX theater and the main entrance, which is the visitors greeting podium. She's independent now. When she's going to work, she knows her schedule. She's punching in by herself, and she's familiar with Maritime Center and how they run it.
All of our 2017 employment idols are very inspiring. They are great role models and inspire us to know that each of us can explore various jobs and find the right job match that helps lead to the career that we love. It's important to give people with disabilities a chance to work and be creative in supporting them to be as independent as possible. Everyone should have real work for real pay. Please join me in recognizing the 2017 Employment Idol.